Hello and welcome to my Tarot Corner. So today I'm going to show you how you can use the same type of reading, the same spread for two different, completely different questions. And the name of the reading is What the F, but it's actually exploring a situation. And the first situation that we're going to explore is Jacinda Ardern, who is the New Zealand Prime Minister, that is depicted in the documentary that was made by Nelson Mandela Foundation and Blackwell and Roth. I don't remember. Oh, yes, it's Blackwell and Roth something. It was written to me, but I can't read my own what I wrote. Anyway, and Archwell bought it, and they mixed it up a little bit, added some voiceovers, and presented it as a new documentary, executive directed by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. And of course that it's important to note that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are executive producing this documentary, and not just Harry and Meghan Mountbatten Windsor. And Jacinda, that participated for that in that documentary, now comes out and says that she had no idea that she was participating in this documentary for Harry and Meghan, that she was approached by Nelson Mandela Foundation a few years ago. Now we know that this documentary was produced in 2019, and that this documentary was produced, she was approached a few years ago, and at first she was told that it was going to be an interview for a book, or an interview for a series of articles, and then it was said that it's going to be a documentary, but she never knew that it was going to be aired on Netflix, and certainly not under an umbrella of Archwell and the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, and had she known, she wouldn't participated. Now, I wonder if others will follow suit. I mean, some of the participants are not alive anymore, but those who are alive, for example, Greta Thunberg, I mean, the hypocrisy, will Greta Thunberg still champion Harry and Meghan with all of the carbon footprint that they are emitting to the world with all of their private jets? I don't know. So we'll wait and see if other people will come out and say that they are, let's say, taking a step back from this documentary, or trying to get away from that, and trying to declare that they are not, that they wouldn't have participated had they known that it would be under the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. And I'm using today another two different and similar gilded tarots. This is the gilded version of the Universal Tarot. And if you remember, the Universal Tarot had very muted pale colors, but this deck is actually very rich in color. So you just wait and see. So let's start by saying my disclaimer. This is a tarot reading. It is vibrational. It is open to interpretation. It exists as assumption and speculation, and as such may or may not be true. So please do your own research and decide for yourself. Now, it's interesting because when Harry and Meghan went to New Zealand as part of their Australian tour, they had a very good meeting with Jacinda Ardern, but apparently she doesn't want to be part of the controversy around them. So let's start by clearing the deck. Okay, so how does Jacinda Ardern feel about participating in a documentary that is being distributed under the name of Harry and Meghan, as if they directed this documentary? Now you can see why I say that it's hard to shuffle these decks. So how does Jacinda Ardern feel about participating in that documentary under the name of Harry and Meghan, and what can she do for not being in this situation next time? Okay, so let's cut the deck. And the first card is a card that actually describes the situation in which Jacinda finds herself in. And the card that I'm getting is the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords is a card that is speaking about the need to get off the fence. And this is exactly what she's doing. She is not willing to wait and just let the Harry and Meghan get all of that credit on her expense. She is not waiting for others to get the applause for things that she has done or others did. This is a card that speaks about the need to be active and not to be passive. And this is exactly what she's doing. Right now, this is the situation. She is not shutting up. She is not letting Harry and Meghan just enjoy their win or their success. She is coming out and saying, if I knew that they are involved, I wouldn't be involved in this. So this is this card is explaining to us exactly what she's doing, because this card shows that when it is badly aspected, it shows a person that is a fence sitter, someone who is not taking a stand. But Jacinda is taking a stand, and this is what this card is calling her to do, and she is answering the call. She is taking a stand. She is coming out and saying, I am not prepared for that. So this card is showing that she is not waiting for others to do the work for her. She is taking a stand. She is coming out and saying the truth. She is not sitting on the fence. So this is the first card, and it comes here. The second card is, how is she feeling about all of this? And what we're getting is another card that shows a fight, and another 5 cards. So both of these cards are action cards. Both of these cards are calling for action. And if you remember how I told you about the cycles of the tarot, there are 3 cycles in each suit of the tarot. There is 1, 2, 3, which is the ace, and number 2, which is calling for an action, and number 3 is the result. And then there is 4, 5, 6, which is 4 is a beginning, 5 is calling for an action, and then 6 is the next success or not success or a defeat. And then we have the 7, 8, 9, 10, which is 7 and 8 are an action cards, and 9 and 10 are results card. So number 5 is all about, both of these cards are about communication. It is about response. Both of them are about people that are tired of waiting for results. They are trying to build their foundations. They are wanting to do things, to act, and to respond for things. So the Five of Wands is another card that is telling us that Jacinda is not willing to shut up. And this card is speaking about going on a victory quest but asking for help. So probably she is consulting with people that are helping her to understand what is the best way to react for that. But this is a struggle that she wants to win, and she wants to get that victory, and she wants the world to know that she didn't want to cooperate with the Sussexes. She doesn't want her name linked to the Sussexes, and it's very important for her for the whole world to know that she didn't want her name connected to the Sussexes. And I think that it's very, very important to her, especially because the New Zealand, if I'm not mistaken, is part of the Commonwealth, and King Charles is the head of the country there. So it's important for her to make sure that everyone knows that she didn't intentionally participate or cooperate with the Sussexes. So we have 2 5s here that it's very, very significant to mention. Okay, so where does she need more information? What does she need to know more? And the card that I'm getting is the 2 of Cups. So the 2 of Cups is another card of action, and this is a card that tells Jacinda that she needs to explore for more information, because the 2 of Cups is a card that speaks about being the suitor and not waiting to be courted. So if she wants more information, she needs to dig for it. She needs to ask it. She needs to be active and not passive. She needs to initiate some kind of investigation. She needs to initiate some kind of way of learning how it happened without her permission, how it happened without her knowing. So this is something that she needs to initiate an investigation from her side, and get maybe a way of the Nelson Mandela Foundation to declare publicly that they did not when they created that documentary, there was no relationship with the Sussexes, and that the contract with the Sussexes was signed way after the documentary was released, and maybe even explain why they did that, but make sure that people understand that the people that do participate in that documentary were not part of that scheme, because it is very easy to assume that those people did agree to participate under the name of Harry and Meghan, although Harry and Meghan were still working royals, if I remember correctly, in 2019, or they were just starting to get out of the royal family. But Gloria Stanheim, for example, is well, she's a good friend of Meghan Markle, so there is no reason to believe that she didn't participate in something like that for Meghan Markle. Greta Thunberg, we all remember that phone call, so it is believed that there is a relationship between Greta Thunberg and Harry and Meghan. I don't know if it's true either way. In my opinion, there is no relationship between them. But I believe that Greta Thunberg will come out and say that she did not participate in that documentary with the knowledge of Harry and Meghan being the executive directors of that program. Okay, so what can Jacinda control? And what I'm getting here is the King of Cups. So that's interesting because the King of Cups is the king that is usually the whining king. And I usually attribute this king to Harry because this is the deprived king, the king that is motivated by the need for emotional stability. But this king also has some positive attributes. And the positive attributes is his family, so his home life. So I think that the most things that Jacinda can control are the things that are connected to her own country, her own career, her own home life, the things that are connected to her and the things that she is doing. These are the things that she can control. She cannot control things that are outside of her reach. But the things that are her own family, her children, her own career, these are the things that she can control. Okay, what is out of her control? And what I'm getting here is the moon. Okay, the moon card is another card of people that are emotionally unstable. So this is a kind of a hint towards Harry and Meghan. And this is also the mother card, if we're talking about a hint to Harry and Meghan. And this is a card that shows that she cannot control the fact that people that are emotionally unstable are doing things that she is just out of her control. And this is also a card that says we need to speak about it, we need to talk about it. And this is something that she just couldn't control because nobody talked to her about it. Nobody spoke to her about it. Because if anyone could have spoken to her, if anyone would have spoken to her, then she could have said, I don't want any part of it, but nobody talked to her about it. So this is something that is very important. Another aspect of this card is staying in the comfort zone. And this is something that Jacinda needs to listen to because she needs to understand that she needs to get out of the comfort zone and to be very, very adamant and very, very insistive about not wanting, even about putting some kind of a disclaimer that she did not know that she was part of that project under that name or under that umbrella. Okay, so what kind of lesson can she learn? And what I'm getting here is the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups is the artist. And the Page of Cups is also a person who needs emotional stability. So first of all, she needs to calm down. She needs to relax. This is one of the things that she needs to do. You best tackle things when you are calm, when you are not too much agitated. See, this is the best way to tackle things. And this is a card that also tells her not to spread around too much, to be very focused on the things that are important to her, not to be too much, not to go to war in too many fronts, but to be very focused on who is she fighting and what kind of war she's fighting, and be very decisive and be very, very focused. So this is a tarot, and the oracle cards are the lonely soul, because I understand that she probably feels kind of lonely right now, and kind of lonely, and probably a little bit, wait a minute. Okay, probably feels cheated. Sometimes I need to check exactly how I want to say things, and sometimes I'm getting people that are correcting me on email, so that's fine as long as it's not a snarky comment in the comment section. I am open to all kind of corrections for my English. So I am now clearing the deck, and if I'm making mistakes, please tell me. Okay, so advice for, Jacinda Ardern. Advice for Jacinda Ardern. And we're getting cradled by the sky. So let's see what is the message of this card. Okay, it's an interesting message. What it says is that when a seeker is not afraid to delve deeply into the murky realms of the soul, in the shadows places, painful truth can be revealed and brought into the light. And powerful emotions churn within these depths that require a sturdy heart to confront. But there are times when a much lighter approach is called for. Play can be a powerful teacher, giving us the space to explore many avenues to joy. Some see entertainment as the antithesis of growth, keeping us numb and placid when we should be striving, but the arts have always changed life, even saved them. So what you need to ask yourself, and that is Jacinda, but I think that it's a good message for all of us, is what is the most fun I could have at this moment? What heavy experiences do I need to distance myself from? Interesting message, and Jacinda is surely distancing herself from the Sussexes, and rightly so. So I hope you liked it, and if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.